Good morning. I'm Kevin Fleece, broadcasting to you today from the GBTA Conference in Hamburg, Germany, and I'm joined by Dennis Vilovic, CEO and co-founder of Troop Travel, based in Madrid. Dennis, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Always a pleasure.
Great. So let's talk about trends. It's almost 2024. What do you see on the horizon as you look into your crystal ball for next year?
Yeah, we see, I would say, three main trends. One is really around the content, the experience of meetings. That's really becomes important. And I think as well it's related a bit to the impact of the pandemic. Again, we've spent a few years without any meetings. A lot of things we were able to do. And now people are not that keen to travel actually anymore. So when people are traveling, they want to have it very clear that it's valuable. So that when they come together for a meeting, it's really around the expectations of how's your agenda? Does it really make sense? Is it aligned with company goals? So I think that becomes more and more important now as we look in the future. Secondly, is just the rise of internal small meetings. So again, the impact of the pandemic, the hybrid work we are in, the question of how can we connect people basically as they are not coming together to the office every day. One answer to that is having more in-person meetings, and so that's just a continuous trend. We see that the number of meetings is supposed to be growing by 40% for next year. So really, I think it's the fastest growing part of the whole business travel industry. And thirdly, then as well, I mean, it's not a new topic as such, but still very, very important, sustainability. So really, how can we really become serious about the impact of sustainability? And it was quite interesting. I was mentioning on the main stage that one insight I got from our team is that a lot of companies are buying our technology because of the sustainability data. But then when we survey the meeting planners on how did they decide on where to meet, almost everyone says because of cost. So there's a disconnect between what we want to do as a company, driving the sustainability message, but then in the end, what people are doing in terms of decisions. And I think it just shows that sustainability is very, very important, but always in combination with cost.
Yeah, you have to solve for both, I think.
Exactly.
The intersection of cost and sustainability, I think, are important for both travel managers as well as meeting planners as we head into next year. There's been a lot of conversation about AI at this conference. Everyone's talking about it. People are excited about it. There's probably still a lot of education that needs to be done. How can technology like AI help travel managers and corporates better manage their meetings and events programs?
So I think it's much more than AI alone. I think it's in general, it's technology, it's obviously AI, but innovation maybe as well. I think it's quite scary actually for people wow, there's all these technology coming in, AI coming in, am I still needed in the future, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it generally requires a mind shift for everyone in not only in our industry, really everyone who's working today. So we have to embrace technology, we have to embrace innovation and see how can we make our position valuable as we change maybe the role of our position. And I think there it becomes quite interesting that AI provides a lot of opportunities. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of value they can bring in, but it still needs this almost this consulting approach from meeting planners. So I see meeting planners, I see TMC people changing their role from, let's say, I'm booking flight tickets for you to actually, no, I'm becoming a consultant. I bring in some very specific knowledge, which you cannot get through those technologies. So I think the way forward is really embracing innovation, embracing technology, embracing AI, and making sure that we are in its combination creating the best value out of it.
Yeah, it's almost like AI can provide, and technology more broadly, productivity benefits to those travel managers and those corporate meeting professionals so that they can be more strategic and maybe more forward-looking and not dealing with as many rudimentary tasks as they would be. So I guess my last question is, why do you think meetings and events programs are increasing in visibility? You talked about it's really driving this resurgence, and a lot of the corporate travel growth or rebound has been driven by meetings and events. Why do you think M&E programs are increasing in visibility right now?
So when I got into this industry, as I founded this company, that was my first contact with this industry. I remember I had a conversation with our first customer, and I asked them, how many meetings do you have? It's a large multinational company, Fortune 100 company out of Chicago. And they couldn't answer that. And I thought, like, why not, right? Like, but then I realized, no, actually, no one knows. No one knows. You may know the number of large events you have in your company, but the number of small meetings, no clue. So, and I think that's still today the same thing. And with the rise of more small internal meetings, it's crucial for us to actually gain visibility on that specific piece. And I think what happens today is that a lot of business travel or a lot of meetings travel is actually considered as business travel, because 5 people are coming together for a meeting, but everyone books their trip individually, so it's 5 individual business trips. No, it's a meeting. And so I think the opportunity is here by creating visibility around specifically the small internal meetings. You can showcase as well the savings you're doing, the opportunities, again, like getting to information of like, how does a typical meeting in your organization look like? What's the average carbon footprint of a meeting in your organization? Who can answer that?
Yeah.
Our customers can.
Yeah.
So.
Fantastic. Well, we'll leave it with that. Thank you so much, Dennis, for joining us today in the broadcast studio here in Hamburg. It's been a real pleasure. And with that, I will sign off. Until next time, thank you for tuning in.